If you have health insurance, you might be able to see a personal dietitian for $0 out of pocket. Nourish connects you with a dietitian that fits your needs, covered by your insurance. Nourish accepts hundreds of insurance plans, and 94% of patients pay $0 out of pocket. Meet with your dietitian online and message them anytime through the Nourish app. With hundreds of 5-star reviews from real patients, you know you're in good hands. Find your dietitian at usenourish.com. That's usenourish.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
All right, places, please. The Daly Migs Show is on deck. Guitars plugged in. Drums ready to go. Chickens. Other animals. And action. This is the Daly Migs Show on The Rock with Taryn Daly and Steve Migs.
While listening to the Daly Migs Show, please refrain from any unnecessary finger gesturing.
99.9 KISW.
Rockaholics, have you ever hooked up with a friend's partner? Or has your friend ever hooked up with someone you were with?
Ooh, saucy.
Spicy. Very spicy. 206-803-ROCK. I guess I'm curious to know if this means that they are exes or if they'd hook up when they're together. I'm confused because it says this recent survey says 1 in 5 men would happily sleep with their best friend's girlfriend given the chance.
Well, it didn't say ex-girlfriend. It said girlfriend.
So that means you just go there.
I do not understand that. That seems so look, I'm an idiot in many ways, but when it comes to my friends, I would never think. Honestly, I'm the type of person when the relationship ends, in my eyes, that person is also they're dead to me.
They're
and not in a mean
limits.
way. Like if I ran into them at a store or something or a game and they said hi, I'm not gonna be like, go after yourself. Yeah. But the relationship that we had is gone. The reason why I was friends with you is because you were dating my buddy.
For sure.
And then when that's over, then our relationship is over as well.
It says that 12% of men would stay in touch with their friend's girlfriend after the breakup in hopes of seducing the girl themselves.
Oh, absolutely. That's the hope. So, I think maybe part of me is because I remember in college, and looking back on it, it's not the end. I can't be as upset as I was, but in college you get upset over stupid stuff. And my buddy hooked up with my ex-girlfriend soon after we broke up. And I saw them going into we were having a party and she showed up and then I saw them going into his room and I lost my mind. I punched the refrigerator, nearly broke my hand. And I had my buddies all holding me back trying to get into the room to fight him. I was a drunken idiot. And I think but that was the moment where I realized I'm never going to do that to somebody, because I was like, you're my homie. Yeah, I know that we're not together anymore, but we literally just broke up. And now here you are just hooking up with her.
Do you have many Eskimo brothers?
Not that I know of.
Okay. I
don't really ask hey, did you hook up with this person too? I never really cared about that in that sense.
Fraternity life, I'm sure.
Do you have Eskimo sisters?
I have a couple Eskimo sisters.
Do you compare notes?
Yeah.
Wow. Has there ever been notes that were so far off? You're like, wait a second. No, he was way more awesome to me than you're making it out to be.
Oh, this is going to sound so shallow, but it's really it's not nice things.
Okay.
Comparing notes, it's not nice things.
So you're both just trashing him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not like, wow, that was so amazing. It was like the opposite.
Okay, he wasn't a stallion. You're not saying that.
No. There was no stallion experience with my friends.
But I remember one time, I remember back in the days of my partying days, like my buddy Brian and I were good buds, and his girlfriend became good buds with me as well. And we went out to like some rave, and he was working night, so he couldn't go with us. He's like, yeah, you two go together. I was like, great. So like we ended up hugging. Nothing bad. But like, because we were just on a different plane, we were just partying along. I remember we both went back. We were like, we're so sorry we hugged. He's like, okay. Like, that was my mindset. Like, I didn't even want to like high five my friend's significant other.
You crossed the line with that hug, Steve.
Well, I know that's a silly story, but like that was my mindset of like, I never want to even like think like that, because I feel like that's just like the ultimate violation of someone's trust. Like, that's your homie. And you're pining for their girls. There's a million girls or a million guys out there. You can find somebody else.
206-803-ROCK. We're asking if you have ever hooked up with a friend's partner, or has your friend ever hooked up with someone that you were with? There is a statistic that is nice to hear. 52% of the men polled said that they would never even consider sleeping with their best mate's girl.
No.
I mean, you just got to know, like, that friendship is probably over. So it better be really worth it for you.
Someone said I'm 30. This came in via text at 206-803-ROCK. I'm 34 now, but I had a conversation with my high school ex, and she told me that she slept with my brother. And then I later found out my best friend banged her as well. But he didn't know she and I used to date. That's from Chris in Tacoma.
That's a love triangle. Maybe a love trapezoid. I don't know.
Someone said I worked at a plumbing shop where everyone had sex with the dispatcher. Nobody knew until she got fired a year later. LOL.
LOL. Jared in Spanaway, you're hooking up with your friend's ex currently?
Yes, actually. But before you take back, I got to ask the question.
Oh, God.
Yes.
So, my best friend passed away 4 or 5 months ago.
Oh,
I'm sorry to hear that. And that's a whole different conversation. Absolutely. You're right.
Yes. And of course, his longtime girlfriend, who I'm also close friends with, I've been helping her through the process of course, his death. And we've caught feelings for each other.
Which I think that's very understandable. I mean, you are dealing with something that is very personal, and I can imagine not in a sexual way, but that's a very intimate relationship that you're building just because of just the heaviness of what you're going through.
Right. The problem I'm worried about, of course, I've always planned to take care of her because
that's your dude,
my best friend, right? But at the same time, like I'm afraid of being trauma bonded to this person and it not working out.
Oh.
And then it all goes sour, and I then feel like I've messed over my friend.
Have either you or the gal involved done any sort of like grief counseling or grief therapy?
A little bit.
I never thought of it from that perspective. Like your fear is like, okay, if it doesn't work out, then you're breaking her heart in a roundabout way. That you're letting your buddy down who's no longer with you because you're hurting someone that he cared about. But I wouldn't. I think about that sometimes where I'm like, I would want my significant other, like if I passed, I would want like Sid to be with someone that's going to be good to her. And I have some good friends, and I of course you don't want to have that conversation with your buddy, like, hey, look, if I kick the bucket, would you like swoop in and like talk to my lady? Like, right. You don't think about that, but I don't think what you're doing is at all wrong or at all bad or anything like that. And I wouldn't be too worried about what if it doesn't work out, because what if it does work out? Like, you don't know, until you get into that relationship. And if it doesn't work out, you hope that you're both mature enough to be like, look, it didn't work out. And that's a bummer. Like we gave it our best effort. And it was during a really weird time. But if I was your homie, I mean, of course you can't have that conversation with him now because he's no longer with you. But like, I would think that he would have your back in this situation.
I agree. I think he would want both of you guys to be happy, and it sounds like you're finding happiness.
Yes, actually, at the moment, yes, definitely.
But I bet, is it tough also just like, some like friends and family, like do you feel like they're judging you guys, or is it not at that point yet?
We've kept it a secret because it's not at that point yet.
Yeah, I feel
that is a fear for both of us, though.
Oh, I can only imagine. Some people get weird about that kind of stuff, but I think, you can't worry about them.
Right.
Well, wishing you all the best, Jared. Thank you for sharing that story.
And sorry to hear about that.
Thank you.
The Daly Migs Show.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. When that pipe starts to trickle and you're in a real pickle, call Pinky. When that burst pipe starts to smell ripe, call Pinky. When your water heater's shot and it won't get hot, call Pinky. When you get home to a flood, call your best bud. Pinky's Plumbing to the rescue. No job is too big or too small. Pinky's does it all. So when your plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinky's. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
When your plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinky's.
Hiring is a lonely business. Posting jobs, sifting through resumes, interviews with unqualified applicants, being ghosted. What if you could link with dozens of qualified candidates who are ready to work right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, the workforce you need. Problem solved. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
Yeah, sure thing. Hey, you sold that car yet?
Yeah, sold it to Carvana.
Oh, I thought you were selling to that guy.
The guy who wanted to pay me in foreign currency, no interest, over 36 months? Yeah, no. Carvana gave me an offer in minutes, picked it up, and paid me on the spot. It was so convenient.
Just like that.
Yeah.
No hassle.
None.
That is super convenient. Sell your car to Carvana and swap hassle for convenience. Pickup fees may apply.
206-803-ROCK. That is our phone number. And the question we are asking Rockaholics, what was the most ridiculous thing that a teacher has ever done? Complete the sentence. I can't believe my teacher did blank. The reason we ask is because there's a high school art teacher in Canada who's being accused by students and parents of selling off the artwork that's being done in class.
I would have never thought in a million years that a teacher would think to do something like that. You know, do you ever take an art class?
No.
You didn't?
No, I have no art skills at all.
Yeah,
I never took art.
They made us take an art class in high school.
Well, I was in band. Did that count for that elective or something?
Maybe. Yeah, no, it could be. I'm not positive, but I remember taking an art class, and yeah, we had to always do these art projects. I never would have thought that the teacher would be like, okay, give me all the art projects, I'll grade them, and then put them online to sell. I mean, he's teaching them business like he's an art broker.
I'm still, when I go to those paint and wine nights,
yeah,
I'm the most anxious person in the room because even when they're telling me how to paint, I still am so bad at art that I panic over it.
You're that bad?
I'm the worst. I'm the first one done because I just panic my way through it and then I'm like, I got to get out of here.
But what do you care? It's just art. It's subjective, man.
But I'm always comparing myself to other people's art, and I get very self-conscious about it.
Really? That bothers you that much?
I have no artistic vision, I guess.
So if we all decided to do one of those art nights together, which I would totally be down for. That'd be a blast. I've been wanting to do one with Tatum, trying to find one with the kids.
Oh yeah.
You would freak out.
I would be really uncomfortable. I'm just not very good at it.
Then we definitely need to do this.
You just want me to be uncomfortable.
And then I'm going to take your art and sell it.
Well, some of these pieces have sold for over $100.
What? And is he not giving a kickback to any of the kids? Hey, I sold this. Here's $20.
Well, there were a couple of concerned parents who talked about their kids' work being sold online.
I'm extremely disgusted with this person. Unbelievable. Is this teacher asking for certain type of projects to be done to be able to sell them?
This is something that they did, that they put their heart and their soul in the artwork. They get an A, a B, a C, or a D on it, but he's getting $118 in his pocket.
I mean, you're making money off of someone else's intellectual property.
It's completely messed up. I can't even believe this guy. You would think at least he could say, hey, would you like me to sell it? We could go 50-50 or something along those lines. Because, if I'm a kid and I did do some art and I found out that my art did sell, I'd be kind of pumped. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying what he did was right. Obviously, this guy's a douche.
Well, he's got a website up that has some of the titles of the works from the kids. Listen to this. Julia's Creepy Portrait. Charlotte's Creepy Portrait.
And these are named after the kids?
Yes.
Wow.
So I'm like, is he saying that the portrait itself is creepy, or is he calling Charlotte creepy?
Yes. Yes to both. Is that what we're saying? Yeah. I would imagine that maybe they had a creepy art project.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not saying it's the right thing to do at all, but that is hilarious.
If it was something set up with the kids, to your point, I think that'd be nice. We're making money for, scholarships or whatever.
And as a parent, I would probably be thinking in a million years, I would never guess that my teacher for my kid is going to start selling the artwork.
Do you save the artwork that Tatum creates?
Yes. A lot of them. Not all of them. Sometimes, I mean, otherwise you get a little overwhelming. And sometimes I'll be like, I'm saving this. My wife said, what are you going to do with it? And that's code for her saying it's never going to go up anywhere in our house. And I bring it here to work and I put it up in the office.
Have you tried selling it online yet?
I might start. I might start.
He might be onto something. Rockaholics, we are asking you, what is the most ridiculous thing that a teacher has ever done? 206-803-ROCK. Complete this sentence. I can't believe my teacher did blank.
The Daly Migs Show.
Rockaholics, what was the most ridiculous thing that a teacher has ever done? Complete the sentence. I can't believe my teacher did blank. 206-803-ROCK. Aaron in North Bend, your teacher told the students he used to run guns for the CIA.
Whoa!
Yeah, we were in class one day, and he was putting a lesson plan together and telling everybody different stuff, trying to get us excited about, science and learning, and then told us about how when he was younger, he'd do things in other countries, different science, like exploration things. I don't know, that go to expeditions and whatever, but it was the perfect cover. So he got approached by some government agents and he started running guns for the CIA under the cover of science and whatever.
Well, you know what? He was right. That would get me interested in the class to listen to what this guy has to say. That's amazing.
But yeah, so I don't think a whole lot of people took a whole lot of stock in it. I'm sure some people, for me, it was interesting, the gun portion of it. And, I made jokes about it that he didn't really appreciate. But years later, me and some friends were sitting around and just having some drinks, talking about school and our favorite teachers. And I brought him up and we started reminiscing about those stories. And we decided to get online and see if we could find out anything. And then we started digging up different articles and finding things that verified that he actually did. And one of them was a picture. One of the articles we found was a picture of him at the airport in handcuffs with like federal agents being escorted off of a plane and being arrested, and that he got charged for running guns. And then he was like, yeah, but I was running guns for you. And gosh. Ended up going to court and, basically having to, it's an interesting read if I don't know if I should say his name online, but, or over the
probably not. But dude, what a weird full circle moment that you're just hanging out with your homies. You're like, we should research this and figure it out. And then it turns out, sure as that, he actually did do it.
I wonder if he was making more money running guns or teaching.
I think we could answer that question. Unfortunately.
Juan in Lakewood, you had a teacher that got arrested for picking up a prostitute.
Yeah, it was a sting operation right there in Tucson. There's Tucson from Phoenix. What's up, Danny?
Hey!
I met up with a friend. This was years after high school.
Uh-huh.
And he was telling me, hey, that they were partying. And he said that, they ran out of party supplies. So they went down to the hot spot and were looking for drugs. And he said that they got caught. They got picked up for buying drugs. So they took them to this little motel. And Mr. Williams was there. He kept saying, hey, Mr. Williams, why are you here? Hey, Mr. Williams, why are you here? And the cop finally why you call him Mr. Williams? Because that's my high school teacher. He was my health ed teacher.
I was wondering what he was teaching you. Yeah.
And so they picked him up, took him out. They said because he was picking up prostitute, and we would call him the pimp because he was always dressed real nice and sharp. And
turns out he was the John, Mr. Willie.
That's awesome.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Imagine you walking in as that's all going on. You got to think that the teachers are like, oh, crap, these are my students. And they're all like, Mr. Williams.
What are you doing here?
And the police guys are like, he's buying hookers.
Drama in Covington. You had a teacher give you detention and then called the police.
Uh-oh.
Hey, good morning, my beautiful friends, and happy Ric Flair Friday.
Woo! What's up, Drama?
What's up, Migs? Hey, so it was my senior year. I was late for class. The teacher gave me detention and said I had to come in after school. I asked if I can come in the morning because I have football practice. Rule was if you're late to practice, you don't practice. If you don't practice, you don't play in the game that week. It was my senior year homecoming week. He was being unreasonable, wouldn't do it. We argued, and to the point where he's like, I don't care about your stupid game, blah, blah, blah. So I picked up the desk chair combo that they have in school, and I threw it at him.
Oh! That's a very, very reasonable way to handle the situation, trauma.
Well, it definitely got his rapt attention.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Wow. Good times.
And then they called. Oh, you lost him. Oh, okay. I was going to say that's crazy.
And then he called the police.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Boy.
I remember at one time in high school, one of my classmates did the same thing. He didn't throw it at the teacher. He threw it at one of the other students. I was picking on him.
Oh. Don't bully.
We don't encourage that kind of behavior, but that kid never got picked on again.
I bet.
Yeah, no one was messing with a dude that's just willing to throw a full-on, like you were saying, a desk chair combo. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. We got a text message saying at 206-803-ROCK saying, I can't believe my teacher tried to fail me because I was left-handed. I took guitar class and my teacher refused to teach me and one other left-handed student. She literally told us that left-handed people should just play guitar right-handed. When we brought in our own left-handed guitarist, she said she would fail us both if we didn't play it right.
Wow.
So me and him went to the principal because we were feeling like this is a big deal. Luckily, we both got A's, and our principal was a huge Paul McCartney fan and laid into the teacher about left-handed guitarists and how she can't discriminate.
That's amazing.
That is funny. Many years ago, people looked at left-handed people like I've shared this story. I don't know if I've ever told you this before. My grandfather, my mom's dad, I love him. Like, he was an incredible person, but this is one of those moments where you kind of do raise your eyebrow a little bit of how old school he was. He found out, I'm a lefty, and in those days, it was like if you were a lefty, you were like the spawn of Satan.
Ooh.
And so he wanted to make sure I was not going to grow up being a lefty. So when he would watch me, which was very often, when mom would leave, he'd grab a rope, tie my left hand, tie it to the back loop on my pants. So now my hand is like locked in, and it would force me all day to use my right hand.
Are you good at doing anything with your right hand these days, Steve?
Whoa. Well, I do everything with my right hand except for write and eat. I play drums.
Brush your teeth?
Now I got to think about it. Lefty, yeah.
Okay.
And certain things I still do lefty, and
that's wild.
But yeah, like I play hockey righty style, drums righty style, bowl righty, baseball, everything I do righty style. And I think a lot of it had to do with months and months of this, what he thought he was doing the right thing. Mom, when she found out, not too happy with Dad, let's just say. She was very upset with my grandpa.
Well, I really want to talk to John in Lakewood.
Okay.
Because this is bananas. And as a farm girl, I'm very curious to know this story. You watched a teacher castrate a sheep with her teeth?
Yes, ma'am. What? So it was my sophomore year of high school. I was in, ag class, and it was castration day for all the sheep. And so she, started off doing all the other sheep, the normal way. She's showing all the different ways that they could castrate. And she had two guys holding the sheep. She slit the sacks, popped them out, and bit them off. Every single one of us guys that were in there, you should have seen us. We all had our legs crossed and grabbing the family jewels. I mean, it was
my Lord.
This teacher likes to party.
Seared into our, dude. It was. No one ever looked at that lady again, or same again.
Did anyone question this method?
No, it's called teething. It's like a teething or something like that. As far as castration goes,
you usually give someone a pacifier when they're teething. Wait, real quick, John. What town did this happen in?
This was Escondido, California.
I know Escondido, the home of stone brewing.
Oh, yeah.
And castration.
Thanks, John. And castration day at the school. That is the wildest thing I've ever heard.
That's the day I call in sick.
Oh, yeah. By the way, I don't do any castrations at my hobby farm. We call in the professionals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You call in that teacher.
Calling that teacher, just nibbles it right off.
That would be the moment where I'm like, we are not messing with this teacher ever.
That was our power move.
Right?
Without question.
Assert dominance.
Oh.
The Daly Migs Show.
Is your team at work feeling a little disconnected? Maybe the workflow's not flowing? Try Confluence by Atlassian. Confluence is the connected workspace where teams can create, organize, and deliver work like never before. In Confluence, teams can whiteboard their vision for any project, easily create or access the relevant pages and resources they need, and discover important context they might not even know they need. Plus, AI helps teams jumpstart brainstorms, organize information, and connect workflows, so teams can move efficiently and create alignment with ease. In fact, with Confluence, teams can see 5.2% average boost in productivity in 1 year. So if your team lacks confidence, try Confluence, the connected workspace where teams can do it all. Set knowledge free with Confluence. Learn more at Atlassian.com/confluence. That's Atlassian.com/CONFLUENCE.
Low-carb keto yo-yo diets, GLP-1 injections, but you're never going to lose weight if your liver is clogged with fat. So what can you do? It's simple. Almaced. Almaced is a natural superfood protein shake that uses natural amino acids and bioactive peptides to help unclog your liver and optimize your metabolism so it's easier to lose weight. And it's been scientifically proven to preserve muscle mass. Join millions who have transformed their lives with Almaced. Find out more and see the university studies at almaced.com. That's ALMASED.com.
So I actually tried Gemini a couple days ago, the Gemini Live where you can talk to it, and it is really crazy to have a full-on conversation with this thing. I was just messing around, so I asked it to give me ideas for hosting during the holidays. And when it starts giving you results, you can just stop it and say, okay, but what about something low-key for a smaller group? And then it adjusts to that, and you can just keep going until you get an idea you want. I think that's what I would use it for the most, brainstorming stuff. It's so good if you don't know where to start or if you hit a wall, you just go to Gemini. It helps you get the ball rolling. But obviously you can use it for all kinds of stuff. If you want to learn something new, you can have it give you advice, ask it to explain Bitcoin in simple terms, or you can have it quiz you on microbiology. I mean, imagine being a student and you've got this personal tutor on hand. It's hard to explain. You really just have to play around with it, see how it listens to you, responds, adapts to your style of conversation. Just try it out. It's free.
Auto insurance rates are on the rise, which is why you should call Vern Fonk Insurance. Vern Fonk could save you up to 20% on your auto insurance. The pros at Vern Fonk will do all the work, comparing different plans to find you the best options. And they can insure you over the phone. One call to Vern Fonk could save you up to 20%. Call 206-408-5094. 206-408-5094.
Remember to honk when you drive by Vern Fonk.
Restrictions apply based on a Q3 2023 study of Vern Fonk Insurance customers who reported saving when they switched. License number 1070622.
This podcast is brought to you by Kleenex Lotion Tissues. You can't predict sick days, but with Kleenex Lotion Tissues, you can be better prepared for them while helping keep your skin healthy. Whether it's a surprise sneeze or a stuffy nose, it's always good to have something gentle on hand. Kleenex Lotion Tissues moisturize to help prevent skin irritation while you're battling those unwanted cold and flu symptoms. It's extra care when you need it most. I mean, why not have one less thing to worry about when you're not feeling your best? For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
I've been working with a Nourish dietitian for the last 6 months, and it's been life-changing. I've lost weight, healed my relationship with food, and have way more energy. Working with a dietitian online to create a personalized nutrition plan was so easy thanks to Nourish. The best part? I pay $0 out of pocket because Nourish accepts hundreds of insurance plans. 94% of patients pay $0 out of pocket. Find your dietitian at usenourish.com. That's usenourish.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
The Daily Migs Show presents the most popular radio game on this side of the speaker. Let's play Beat Migs. Beat Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs, you're a loser.
Who's ready to beat Migs? I know I sure am, because we made it. It's Friday.
Friday, motherfucking Friday. Everybody's ready for the weekend. It's Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend.
Danny and Taryn are jumping. It's a sad jump. Oh, Taryn's kicking now.
She's putting the high kicks in.
Did you
Careful.
stretch? And now she's sitting down. She hurt herself.
Wait.
I think I pulled a muscle on both sides.
I was going to say, you sat down quick after you started kicking those legs up.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm not as limber as I once was, Sarah.
Yeah, you can't just bust out being a teenage cheerleader again. It's been a few years. You just turned 40.
It was more of the Cotton Eye Joe like side kicks, not really a high kick. But
You can still pull something doing that, though. Let's get to Michael from Gig Harbor. Michael, are you there? Whoa, Michael, are you there? You sound underwater.
Got a problem with my phone. Are you there?
Yes. Can you hear us?
Okay, yeah, I'm here.
Oh, you
All
sound
right.
better now. All right, Steve, get out of here.
Let's go.
For those playing at home, Michael has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you'll only get 3 guesses per question. Wait, Michael, what were you doing at 5:40 yesterday? Were you listening to the men's room?
I was making carne asada for dinner.
Oh, but you did not hear the cheat sheet, did you?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay. Hopefully that doesn't matter. Well, are you ready?
Yes.
The Microsoft headquarters are located in what Washington city?
Redmond.
Correct. What was the first color film to win an Academy Award for Best Picture?
Gone with the Wind.
Yes. What computer virus replicates itself and uses up all the processing space?
A worm.
Correct. What singer recently collaborated with Oreo to make a new flavor of cookie?
I saw the commercial. Post Malone.
Yes. What 2006 home video game console pioneered the use of motion sensors?
Xbox.
No.
PlayStation.
No.
Wii.
Yes. The Duolingo mascot is what kind of bird?
Pass.
Who played Jed in the 80s movie Red Dawn?
The Matthew Broderick Ferris Bueller girl. I forgot her.
Pass.
Leah Thompson.
No. What U.S.
Jennifer Grey.
No. What U.S. state is nicknamed the Mountain State?
Pass.
Oh! Michael, you were on a roll there.
He was on fire.
You got 5 correct.
Oh man, you said the new Red Dawn, not the old Red Dawn, right?
The 80s one.
Oh. Okay, yeah, I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I can see her face, just not her name.
Don't say it.
Don't say it.
Don't say it. He's here.
Steve's here. And I think you might be thinking of the wrong face, but we'll see. Steve, are you ready?
Yes!
The Microsoft headquarters are located in what Washington city?
Redmond.
You know it. What was the first color film to win an Academy Award for Best Picture?
Wizard of Oz?
No.
Rocky.
No. Wish.
Streetcar named Desire.
No. Which computer virus replicates itself and uses up all processing space?
What?
Which computer virus replicates itself and uses up all processing
Phishing.
space? No.
Malware?
No.
Syphilis.
No. What singer recently collaborated with Oreo to make a new flavor of cookie?
Kind of want to try it. It's Post Malone.
Yup.
Looks good.
It does. What 2006 home video game console pioneered the use of motion sensors?
Nintendo.
No.
Nintendo Wii.
There we go. The Duolingo mascot is what kind of bird?
A parrot.
No.
A cockatoo.
No.
A toucan.
No. Who played Jed in the 80s movie Red Dawn?
Patrick Swayze.
Wow, yes. What U.S. state is nicknamed the Mountain State?
Colorado.
No.
Montana.
No.
Spokane.
No. Steve.
Oh, boy.
You got 4 correct, which is a loss. 5-4. Michael, let's go.
Yes.
Wow.
He didn't even need the cheat sheet for that win.
He got all the cheat sheet questions right.
I clearly did need the cheat sheet to win.
You did. He knew the first color film to win an Academy Award for Best Picture was Gone with the Wind.
I should have just guessed that.
You would have. I don't think you would have ever guessed that. He also knew a computer virus replicates itself and uses up all processing space is a worm.
Oh.
I would not have.
I had a better shot at getting Gone with the Wind than a worm.
Taryn, do you know the Duolingo mascot is what kind of bird?
Owl?
It is. And Steve, I was impressed that you knew all those birds, though. And does anyone know the U.S. state nickname the Mountain State?
Nope. North Dakota?
It's West Virginia.
That's it.
Well, congrats on...
because they're the Mountaineers.
Oh, well, there you go.
Hey.
Connect those dots, Steve.
Well, congrats on losing.
The Daily Migs Show.
There is a horse that is currently viral on TikTok. And it's a headbanging racehorse by the name of Pretty, who apparently loves heavy metal and a whole lot more.
Okay, I'm curious what songs really get the horse going.
Yeah.
Slayer?
The owner talks about it.
Metal was her go-to headbanging music and she loves it. Yeah, I looked to my barn manager. I said, do you see what she's doing? We turn the music off, she stops. She always is. It's incredible. No matter what song we play, slow jams, she's slow, heavy songs, she's going with the beat.
I'm curious if these, are they playing mostly heavy metal or did that just pop up in the playlist randomly and it started happening?
Well, I'm getting the vibe that they must be fans of rock music just in general. And then they're playing and they're noticing the horse over there is just kind of feeling it and grooving to it as well. Is it exciting? Because I know I recently talked about how exciting it was when Tatum showed interest in listening to Green Day in the car. Mm-hmm. And she was kind of air drumming and rocking out. I'm like, this is a great moment. I wonder if it's the same for a pet owner. All of a sudden, your horse is just kind of jamming out to Metallica.
What is your favorite headbanging song, Steve? Ooh. From the metal world.
My favorite headbanging? That's a hard question to answer.
What's a song that you enjoy headbanging to?
Well, I mean, we just recently talked about it earlier this week with Judas Priest's Painkiller.
That's a great one.
Because of the drumming. It's just so freaking aggressive and heavy.
Yeah.
But yeah, any Metallica. Honestly, especially the first 4 records from Metallica, I always have a hard time picking which one's my all-time favorite. I bounce around from all 4 of them. At 1 minute, I'm full on Injustice for All. Next minute, I'm all about Master of Puppets, Ride the Lightning, or Kill 'Em All.
I definitely have one, funny enough, and it's Nirvana's Smells Like Teen Spirit. Because when I was in 7th grade, didn't really know a ton of rock at the time. Uh-huh. We used to have school dances, and I knew I liked rock, but I just didn't know a lot of rock bands. So they would randomly play Smells Like Teen Spirit at our 7th grade school dance, and we formed a headbanging circle, and we would just headbang in the middle instead of freak dancing. It was we were headbanging, and my neck was...
The teachers were just what is going on around here?
Oh man, everyone hated us, especially all the people like Sarah who wanted to listen to all the hip hop and R&B stuff. They were like, what is this trash? And we were just yeah, headbanging. And ever since then, I just love headbanging to that song.
So whenever you hear that song, you're just feeling it.
Just want to headbang.
I always have really enjoyed headbanging to Cemetery Gates by Pantera.
That's a good pick. Yeah.
When it really kicks in, that's the one that that'll give me a bangover. When you headbang too hard.
Bangover.
When you headbang too hard.
To be honest with you though, nowadays without any hair, being follically challenged like I am, I don't really headbang that much. It's not as much fun when you're bald. It's more when you're bald, it's more you're kind of doing this. You're shaking a bug off your face. Kind of thing. I don't even know how to describe it. You don't want to bang your head because there's no hair. It's not as much fun.
But I feel it'd be a lot easier on your neck.
In what way?
Because you don't have the weight of your hair,
How much does your hair weigh?
I have no idea.
Should we weigh you now, shave your head, and weigh you again? That's the only way we can find out.
Yes. Okay. For research, we have to do this.
Somebody said Motorhead, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Rob Zombie. Someone said that horse's favorite band is definitely Slipknot.
The Daily Migs Show.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Slow drain being a pain? Call Pinky. That pipe's being a little leaky? Call Pinky. When the toilet won't flush and you're in a rush? Call Pinky. When your shower lost all its spray power? Call Pinky. When your sink's on the blink? Call Pinky. Pinky's Plumbing promises to lick all your plumbing problems quick. So when your plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinky's. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
What is... Dax, are you?
Tracking all our cars on Carvana Value Tracker on all our devices? Yes, Kristen, yes I am.
Well, I've been looking for my phone for...
In Dax's domain, we see all. So we always know what our cars are worth.
All of them?
All of them. Value surge, trucks up 3.9%.
That's a great offer.
I know. Sell?
Sell.
Track your car's value with Carvana Value Tracker today.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Rockaholics, this morning we want to know, when did things take a drastic turn for the better?
Oh.
Yeah,
not for the worse.
Not for the worse. We don't want to hear the sad stories. We want to hear the good stories, the reversal of fortune.
Yes, it's a Friday. Don't bring us down.
Doesn't the men's room does Positive Friday. We could have a little Positive Friday action. The reason we're asking about this drastic turn for the better in your life is because a man from Illinois won $1 million lottery jackpot from a scratch ticket 3 days after breaking up with his girlfriend.
So did he dump her? Or, you know what I mean? Like, you kind of want to know, like, why did they break up? Was it, like, because he just finally hit his breaking point? He's like, I can't do this anymore. Or was he just a douche and he was like, I don't like her anymore. I want to bang this hotter girl at work. I don't know why it's one or the other.
Those are the only two options.
That's the only two options.
Well, apparently he bought one of these Monopoly scratch-off tickets at a Walmart, and after having like a pretty disappointing Valentine's Day, was kind of keeping his fingers crossed, and it turned out it was worth $1 million.
That had...
What kind of taxes do you have to pay on that?
You know what's funny is that because we watched that $1 million lottery dream home show or whatever it is, the lottery dream home, where like you win the lottery and then you have this guy David, he kind of helps you find a nice place. And my wife and I were watching it, and the couple won a couple $1 million off of a scratch off, which made me think I need to start doing these scratch off tickets because I never do those. And that was what my wife was wondering. Like, I wonder how much of that goes to taxes. I was like, I got to imagine if you won $2 million, maybe you could walking away with like a little like $1.3 million, something like that. So I mean, you win $1 million. What do you think? Like $600,000 ish.
I'll take it.
I'm no lottery mathematician, but yeah, I mean, it's still better than nothing.
For sure. So the gentleman that won this money, he told
better than nothing, like $600,000. Like, I guess I'll take $600,000.
It's fine.
I guess I could make that work.
He told the reporters that after scratching the winning scratch ticket, he completely panicked because he felt his life change immediately. He almost didn't go to work that day, he said.
Damn. Yeah, I can only imagine. You get all that money now in your pocket. Don't quit.
I quit. No.
You can't quit. I feel like I don't know what the exact dollar amount. You'd have to figure that out with a financial advisor, not us. But like $1 million, I don't think you quit your job.
It definitely is life changing, but that's not necessarily going to set you up for the rest of your life because it's expensive to live.
Oh, by the end of the night, I've already probably spent all the money. Maybe not physically spent it, but I've already figured out what all that money is going to.
Well, and now, he doesn't have to share this money with the girl.
I wonder how she feels.
That's karma, I guess. Maybe whatever.
That's why
whatever you did that made him break up with you. Well, maybe
I like how we're blaming her. Of course, we're not blaming the guy that just got $1 million. We want maybe a little bit of a cut of that.
Well, I don't know. Maybe she was a toxic girlfriend, and now we're just wishing this guy the best with his $1 million.
Do you think if she was like kind of a jerk girlfriend that she's knocking on his door again all of a sudden?
I bet she's knocking on his door regardless, whether she was good, bad, whatever. I bet she's like, hey, you want to do a little booty call?
Little dinner? Come on.
Let me just reach into your wallet and see what's in there. So, Rockaholics, we want to know from you, when did things take a drastic turn for the better? What was your reversal of fortune story? 206-803-ROCK.
The Daily Migs Show.
206-803-ROCK. Rockaholics, we want to know this morning, when did things take a drastic turn for the better? What was your reversal of fortune story? 206-803-ROCK. Hoagie in Tacoma, you went to Mayhem Festival and gave a kid a poster, and then what happened?
So there was autographed Disturbed poster. A former KISW employee hooked me up with tickets to it. And so I got an autographed Disturbed poster, got my picture taken with like 5 of the cast members of Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, nice.
I had rode my motorcycle to the show, so I got this big Disturbed poster, and I'm thinking to myself, it's not going to fit in my saddlebags, and I don't want it getting messed up. So as I started to roll it up after I let the autographs dry, this kid was kind of walking by. Looked like he was maybe, 10 or 12 years old. And he was like, oh, cool. And I followed him, and as soon as he stopped, I tapped him on his shoulder with the poster. I said, hey, man, do you like Disturbed? And he's like, yeah. I said, here, if you want this, you can have it. It's autographed by all of them. He was all stoked. And not 5 minutes later, I was watching Hell Yeah on the second stage and ended up getting a Vinnie Paul drumstick. It was like the closest thing to instant karma I ever experienced.
No pun intended, but hell yeah.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Exactly.
Dude, that's badass. And that fits in a saddlebag a lot easier than a poster.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so how old
sure.
do you think this kid is today, and do you think he probably listens to KISW?
I would have to think he's probably, oh gosh, I don't even know what year that was. Sons of Anarchy was really big at the time.
It's got to be over 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you still have the
probably-
Do you still have the drumstick?
I do. A friend of mine bought me a shadow box
Nice.
that I keep all my drumsticks and guitar picks in. It was like one of the best birthday presents I ever got because it kind of helps me keep all my memorabilia organized.
Who else have you collected drumsticks and picks from?
I've got, speaking of Vinnie Paul, I've got Dimebag and Rex picks from Pantera. One of my most prized possessions is a Danny Carey drumstick I got from Lollapalooza '97, the year that Snoop Dogg played right before Tool.
That's awesome.
I've got, not in that because it wouldn't fit, but in a separate display case, I've got a Scott Weiland microphone from the Family Values Tour at the Tacoma Dome.
How did you get the microphone?
He threw it out in the crowd, and this guy had it, and there was probably about a dozen people trying to get it from him. And somebody was like, oh, man, he's got it. And I just jokingly said, yeah, but not for long. And I ended up getting my hands on it, and we were, like, spinning around in a circle. And, like, the original guy that had it was like, hey, man, help me get this from this guy to one of his buddies. And I'm like, oh, it's like 2-on-1 now, huh? And I was like, well, anything goes now. And I actually I had both my hands on it. I lost it with one hand. And when I grabbed back a hold with my right hand, I made sure that my thumb went in between one of the guy's knuckles, and they let go. And then I ended up, like, fully getting it, and I just boned. I was with, like, 4 girls at the Tacoma Dome, and I was like, I'll wait for them by the clock tower out in front of the dome, you know. I ran into my friend's brother who got kicked out before Stone Temple Pilots even came on for trying to smoke weed or something. And I was like, he's like, man, I got kicked out before Stone Temple Pilots even came on. I'm like, well, this is going to piss you off. Then I pulled it out, and there's a little sticker that says Scott 2 on it. He's like, Scott? Yeah, Scott Weiland. He's like, how in the hell did you get that?
That's insane.
One of my buddies had brought his sons. He's like, dude, that thing went right over my head when he threw it out.
Wow, that's crazy, man. Yeah, I would definitely keep that on display as well. And I love how descriptive you were with your knuckles. Did that get you excited, Taryn, that you could, like, maybe gnaw on those knuckles?
He sounds like he has very strong, sturdy knuckles. Very
strong
nibbleable.
knuckles. Yes.
Thanks, Hoagie.
We're looking at some of the text messages. One person said, my wife and I, we hit some hard times about 5 years ago. Foreclosure, maxing out credit cards, etc. Yep, got a scratch ticket and won $500,000. It was a game changer. We spent most of it to fix our debt. We took our first vacation in over 20 years. That being said, those tough times really hammered home how blessed I am to have my wife. She was by my side through all of it. Love you, Hannah.
Oh, I love that.
That's awesome.
That is way cool.
Not the foreclosure part.
No, that's a big deal. I mean, I've had those times where you've been in bad financial shape or whatever, and it takes a while to build back stuff. And then I remember getting my, like, credit score when it finally was like I'd been working so hard to get a good credit score. And I was like, hell yeah, we're back, baby.
It's time to spend more money.
For a while, they were like, we can't lend you any money.
I like this text also at 206-803-ROCK. When I hit 40, it hit me like a ton of bricks. I had a crappy job, crappy wife, crappy friends, so I said, screw it. quit my job, got divorced, left Portland, moved to Edmonds. Well, yeah, once you leave Portland, things get better.
I mean, when you're having an Edmonds kind of day every day.
He said, I'm now 46. I make 6 figures a year with a job that I love, and this summer I'm marrying my soulmate. I also found a great group of friends, which is how I met my wife. I love the new show, by the way.
Hey, thanks.
That's
we love
the best
you.
part about all of this.
Yes. That's how you turn your life around. You turn on the Daily Migs Show.
Somebody texted and saying, Migs, this one's for you. I'm learning how to play hockey. I'm 38 years old, started getting into hockey because of how much you guys talk about the Kraken. Last year's playoff run hooked me. I think it hooked a lot of people, that playoff run. A lot of people became like, pretty much, I think that was the moment they became lifelong hockey fans and Kraken fans. Took learn to skate classes, and now I'm on a beginner team, and it's been the most fun that I've ever had. Crazy how 3 years ago I didn't even know what offside or icing was, and now I'm a hardcore fan.
That's awesome. I love to hear that.
That is so cool for a lot of people that don't realize that. Like, obviously, kids can learn how to play hockey, but there are a lot of places like Snow King does it, I know, in Renton, and I'm sure, all the other rinks, I'm sure that the Kraken Community Iceplex is doing it as well. They have learned to play programs for adults, which is cool because I think a lot of people become hockey fans and don't realize I could learn how to play this sport. And it's one of the most fun sports to play. You don't have to be great. Myself is a very good example of that. But it's something that you could play for a very long time in your life, and you meet some of the absolute best people and have some of the best times doing it.
So I have a hockey question for you, Steve.
Okay.
So as a goalie, I know you don't have to do as much skating as some of the other players, but are you a pretty great skater, or can you kind of fake it because you're a goalie? And I mean that with all due respect.
I'm okay as a skater when my goalie gear is on. You take my goalie gear off, it's like I've never skated in my entire life. It's just like that having those giant leg pads, I think it's just a different balance. It's a different vibe. Also, goalie skates are a little bit different than player skates. And if I go skate around with my wife and my kid, we just rent the skates. I don't bring my goalie skates because they look like clown shoes if I'm wearing them without my goalie gear.
So do you if you fall in the gear, does it protect you pretty well?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
100%. Not so much if you fall on your ass, because there's really not much padding on the butt.
No, well, I'm looking at your butt. You don't have much padding to begin with, so that'd probably really hurt.
It's a rough morning, I tell you. I thought I was going to have a good Friday, and here we are, the knuckle nibbler over here, talking about my ass.
Looking at your thin booty. No, I'm not actually looking. I promise I'm not looking.
I was.
Were you looking?
Oh, yeah.
Is it thin or is it thick with 2 C's?
It's pretty thin.
Are you skipping squats, Steve? What's going on?
It's an upper body business. I'm worried about some squats. Squat this.
What is your least favorite of the gym exercises?
The squats.
The squats, that's the one.
The Daily Migs Show.
Hiring is a lonely business. Posting jobs, sifting through resumes, interviews with unqualified applicants, being ghosted. What if you could link with dozens of qualified candidates who are ready to work right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, the workforce you need. Problem solved. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
Is your team at work feeling a little disconnected? Maybe the workflow's not flowing? Try Confluence by Atlassian. Confluence is the connected workspace where teams can create, organize, and deliver work like never before. In Confluence, teams can whiteboard their vision for any project, easily create or access the relevant pages and resources they need, and discover important context they might not even know they need. Plus, AI helps teams jumpstart brainstorms, organize information, and connect workflows, so teams can move efficiently and create alignment with ease. In fact, with Confluence, teams can see 5.2% average boost in productivity in 1 year. So if your team lacks confidence, try Confluence, the connected workspace where teams can do it all. Set knowledge free with Confluence. Learn more at Atlassian.com/confluence. That's ATLASSIAN.com/CONFLUENCE.
Low-carb keto yo-yo diets, GLP-1 injections, but you're never going to lose weight if your liver is clogged with fat. So what can you do? It's simple. Almaced. Almaced is a natural superfood protein shake that uses natural amino acids and bioactive peptides to help unclog your liver and optimize your metabolism so it's easier to lose weight. And it's been scientifically proven to preserve muscle mass. Join millions who have transformed their lives with Almaced. Find out more and see the university studies at almaced.com. That's ALMASED.com. KISW.com.
The brand new Grand Casino and Shoreline is now open. Step into the action with Vegas-style table games like Baccarat, Heads Up Hold'em Poker, Pai Gow, Blackjack, and High Card Flush. Feeling hungry? Feast on delicious Chinese, Vietnamese, and continental dishes plus breakfast favorites. Dine in or take out. And don't miss daily happy hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to midnight. Grand Casino and Shoreline off Aurora. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Visit GrandCasinoGaming.com. Welcome to the Grand Experience.
Auto insurance rates are on the rise, which is why you should call Vern Fonk Insurance. Vern Fonk could save you up to 20% on your auto insurance. The pros at Vern Fonk will do all the work, comparing different plans to find you the best options. And they can insure you over the phone. One call to Vern Fonk could save you up to 20%. Call 206-408-5094. 206-408-5094.
Remember to honk when you drive by Vern Fonk.
Restrictions apply based on a Q3 2023 study of Vern Fonk Insurance customers who reported saving when they switched. License number 1070622.
If you have health insurance, you might be able to see a personal dietitian for $0 out of pocket. Nourish connects you with a dietitian that fits your needs, covered by your insurance. Nourish accepts hundreds of insurance plans, and 94% of patients pay $0 out of pocket. Meet with your dietitian online and message them anytime through the Nourish app. With hundreds of 5-star reviews from real patients, you know you're in good hands. Find your dietitian at usenourish.com. That's usenourish.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
The Daly Migs Show presents the most popular radio game on this side of the speaker. Let's play Beat Migs. Beat Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs, you're a loser.
Who's ready to beat Migs? I know I sure am, because we made it. It's Friday.
Friday, motherfucking Friday. Everybody's ready for the weekend. It's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday.
They're jumping.
Let's go.
Steve isn't, though.
No.
Steve's going to be with me today. Just chilling in the chair.
You feeling it?
Head bumping.
Taryn's right behind me.
I'm not going to lie. That was a really sad jump on both of your ends.
Well, you know.
I agree.
Yeah.
Been a long, short week.
It's been a week.
It really kind of has been.
This week went on forever.
It did. It just kept dragging and dragging.
But it was going on forever, and I still wasn't convinced it was Friday. I'm like, no, we're just never going to see a Friday.
It's
like,
never
it just
gonna
felt like one of
happen.
those weeks where it's like there's no light at the end of the tunnel.
Well, we're here.
Yes.
Let's get to Zach from Tacoma. Zach, are you there?
I'm here.
I'm Sarah, your host, and it's time for you to get out of here, Steve.
Bye-bye.
For those playing at home, Zach has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you'll only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
What band has the albums Wish You Were Here and The Wall?
Pink Floyd.
Correct. What U.S. state produces the most cheese?
Wisconsin.
Yes. What does the P stand for in your PIN number?
Personal.
Yes. Being in the double digits, how many Academy Award nominations did Wicked get?
Ooh, 13?
No.
11.
No.
16.
No. Which NBA team plays its home games at the Madison Square Garden?
That is the New York Knicks.
Yes. What is the only continent to not have a major mountain range?
Antarctica.
No.
Australia.
Yes. Who was the U.S. president during the Cuban Missile Crisis?
Kennedy.
Yes. Who voices the title character in the Wreck-It Ralph movies?
Oh, is that Chris Pratt?
No.
Pass.
1 gigabyte is equal to how many megabytes?
1,000?
Correct. The poodle skirt was most popular in what decade?
The 50s.
Yes. Who voices the title character in the Wreck-It Ralph movies?
Is it John C. Reilly?
It is!
Let's go, Sarah.
Woo! Zach, you got 9 correct.
That's what we call the Zach attack.
Oh, yeah, Danny, I love it.
I channeled my inner Tyrion on that one.
Wow, that was very
had that ready.
impressive. Woo, I'm like a little hot over here. Zach has got it going on.
Out of context, walking into you going, that was very impressive. It's a little hot in here. Zach's got it going on.
Yeah, you should feel all the pressure.
He does kind of have a sexy voice, too. Not going to lie.
He kind of
Me?
does.
Thank you.
Zach.
Oh.
Steve, are you ready?
Yes.
What band has the albums Wish You Were Here and The Wall?
Pink Floyd.
Correct. What U.S. state produces the most cheese?
It's got to be, I was going to say Green Bay. Wisconsin.
Yes. What does the P stand for in your PIN number?
Personal.
Correct. Being in the double digits, how many Academy Award nominations did Wicked get?
I don't know, 10?
Yes, you do know. Which NBA team plays its home games at the Madison Square Garden?
Yeah, New York Knicks.
Correct. What is the only continent to not have a major mountain range?
Africa.
No.
Oh, no. Antarctica?
No.
Australia?
Yes. Who was the U.S. president during the Cuban Missile Crisis?
Eisenhower.
No.
Roosevelt.
No.
Nixon.
No. Who voices the title character in the Wreck-It Ralph movies?
Oh, the guy with the mouth, like you. John C. Reilly.
Correct. 1 gigabyte is equal to how many megabytes?
100?
No.
1,000?
Yes. The poodle skirt was most popular in what decade?
50s.
Correct.
my God. Oh, my boy Steve.
Steve, you got 9 correct, which is a tie. 9 to 9.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Wow.
Great game, Zach.
Steve, I think I bring out the best in you because last time we played, you got a perfect 10. So happy Friday, y'all.
Happy Friday, Zach.
Zach, you're my heater as well, baby.
Woo.
It's getting hot in here because of Zach.
He's like your hype man.
I like him.
Zach didn't know that Wicked got 10 nominations. It was just kind of a guessing game for both of y'all. But he did know the U.S. president during the Cuban Missile Crisis was John F. Kennedy.
I honestly, I don't even know when the Cuban Missile Crisis happened. Now I kind of have a framework of when.
Kind of.
Nice.
Well, congrats on tying.
The Daily Migs Show.
Well, Rockaholics, according to a recent study, there are 4 common things that can absolutely ruin one's day. And they have also offered some advice on how to deal with that.
What's something that would ruin your day?
Being hungry.
Being hungry. So do you get hangry?
I do.
Oh, I'm
Real
very,
angry.
I'm very much like you, too. There are moments where I realize that I'm just like my child. And even my wife will look at me like, are you just hungry? And I'll look at her and say, yeah, actually, I'm very hungry right now.
It's the reason behind any mood swing I think I have probably ever had. It's like, has she had a snack lately? How's her blood sugar?
That's why I can never, and we've tried it before many years ago, like the fasting type stuff. Like, I can't be a fasting, even like the people that do the intermittent fasting. I tried that for a week. I was like, I'm just in a bad mood intermittently then.
I can't do that.
It's intermittent bad mood, Steve.
No, thank you.
No, I'd much rather just deal with a little extra padding around the waistline so that I can be in a good mood. Being in a good mood is way more fun than having abs.
I would rather be a little bit fluffy.
Yes.
And joyful.
Yes.
So number 1 on the list, and I can relate to this as someone who commutes. Traffic.
Oh, traffic.
Traffic is stressful. The best thing that you can do sitting in traffic is do something that you enjoy, like listen to the radio.
Might I recommend our show?
Listen to a podcast.
Might
also.
I recommend our podcast?
Or putting on an audiobook.
Might I recommend our audiobook? We don't have one. We should.
I can't wait for our audiobook.
Dude, I tried the audiobook thing recently because I was like, I commute so much. Coming to work, it's a breeze. There's no traffic. It's unless there's something random. But going home, sometimes, depending on what time I leave work, really, anytime after 1 o'clock, I'm dealing with traffic. I was like, I'll be the audiobook guy. I'll get some. So I recently downloaded, or not downloaded, I got the Rick Rubin book, the new Rick Rubin book, because I love Rick Rubin. I love everything he has to say. I love his interviews. But man, he read the audiobook, And I made it one chapter. I almost drove off the road. I got and not out of anger. I started nodding off.
Is he boring?
He's just so chill.
Oh, okay.
Like, this would be a good book to listen to if you want to meditate in a room and not do anything and maybe take a couple of, Z's and you fall asleep for a little bit. But, like, driving when you're already tired in traffic, not a good idea.
Do you think he should have had someone else read on his behalf? Would it have made it better?
He could have, like, a traffic version.
Yeah.
And for the traffic version, like, he's yelling it or someone's yelling.
Number 2 on the list of things that can ruin our day.
I do have to say real quick, shout out, one of the greatest compliments I think I've ever received getting to do this job is whenever we do a listener party or out and about, maybe just wherever we are, and someone comes up and says, hey, thanks for making my commute to work easier. It always hits me hard because I'm just like, commuting sucks.
Yeah.
And if we could help you make your commute even just a hair better, that's like the ultimate compliment.
That we're doing our jobs. Number 2 on the list of things that could ruin our day, canceled plans.
Oh, I get fired up when plans are canceled.
I do too. I'm like, yes.
There are times when somebody sends me that text and you could tell they're being so apologetic, and I'm reading and I'm like pumping my fist. I'm just like, yeah, man, it's cool. I totally get it. But in my head, I'm just like, thank you. I don't have to do anything today.
Yeah. I'll forgive you this one time.
Yeah, man, you know what? Drinks are on you next time we see each other.
That's the way you make up for it. Number 3. I think a lot of us can relate to this in this area, the weather. There's a lot of people that have seasonal affective disorder.
I hate when it's sunny and beautiful out.
Oh,
It
it's the
pisses
worst.
me off.
I mean, look outside at this gorgeous sunrise right now.
This has just been such a strange week and a half, I feel, though. 1 minute it's like the weather, it's like 50 degrees but sunny, and you're just like, this is great, let's go outside and do stuff. Then the next day it's wet snow. So I can't get a handle on this.
Well, I do a lot better with the bad weather when our days are longer, which are now it's starting to happen every day. You know, the sun is setting a little bit later. So I can deal with the weather a lot better when the days are longer because I can actually get outside and, do things even if it's raining.
I almost want to double down. Bad weather and traffic.
Oh!
Makes you want to punch your steering wheel. It just sucks the life out of you.
It really does. Number 4 on the list of common things that can ruin our day. Our appearance.
Oh yeah, what you're wearing today is really pissing me
Well,
off.
I mean, I look like an auto mechanic.
Yeah, I keep waiting for you to pump my gas.
For anyone who's wondering what I'm talking about, my appearance today, it's a denim
Is it like
jumper,
a onesie? I don't even know what it is.
But it has patches on it as if I earned them as like a NASCAR pit crew
like
member.
little racing flags on it. It even
says speed.
Right by your pocket, it says pit crew.
Excuse me, my eyes are up here, Steve.
I know. Can't help it with that giant patch that says pit crew.
Did you get dressed in the dark this morning? What happened?
And then I put a hat on, which means you guys know if there's a hat on, it means that this girl needs a shower.
I do like the outfit, but it's very random. I have to admit, now that we're talking about it, can we address this elephant?
What are the other? Hold on. What are the other patches?
It's like a onesie.
Pro Circuit Riley.
I've never seen a denim
Riley?
onesie.
No, me either.
Racing. There's a bald eagle.
Yeah, it's got the most random patches. Did you pick this out?
I mean, I rent clothes.
Excuse me?
I rent clothing to help me feel better about my appearance.
And again, I am not, it looks fine. Like, this is not me saying you look stupid or anything like that.
Oh, it's not at all.
Even saying you look fine is not great.
And then his voice goes up. You look fine. You look great.
You look fantastic. It's just very random.
But I do look like there's like a car. There's going to be a race car coming around the corner, and I'm bringing a tire over, and I'm going to change the tire. That's the whole vibe today.
The way you just fake ran.
So you rent clothes. So does it show up and you don't bother to look at it? You just put it on and come to work?
I chose this. This was a chosen. I picked this outfit. I chose it. I really like rompers, but they can be expensive, so I rent them instead. Steve, I want you to have a matching one, and then we'll look like a team.
100%. If you find a matching version of that for dudes, I would wear that in a heartbeat.
So I rent these. I rent clothing every month. You get like 6 pieces a month.
Okay.
And then you don't have to like buy new clothes all the time because I don't like to spend money on clothes. I'd rather spend money renting them and then give them back.
At least you don't have to overthink it. It's just things show up. Either you like it or not. If you don't like something, can you send it back?
Yes, you can. If it's like the wrong size or something like that. So
you chose not to send this one back.
Steve wants to choose for me to send this one back.
You should send the group chat pictures of what you get. And we'll let you know what we... Dude, I'm just giving you a hard time. Look, I'm wearing the same thing I wore 2 days ago.
But the crazy thing is, this rental company, if there's something that you want to buy, like if you like something and you want to buy it, there's like a price. They give you like a discount on it. So you guys are saying I should not buy this one? This should not be... No, not saying that at all.
I think you should absolutely buy this one. No, I really think you should keep this one now. Well, we got to find my matching one. We got to find
your matching one. Okay, then I'm going to have to buy it.
Yes.
I did. There was one time, it was a Grateful Dead sweater that I was like, yeah, I think I want to buy this. But it was like $100 and something, and I'm like, no. That's why I rent my clothing, because I'm cheap.
Will you please let us know how much that ends up costing you to keep?
Oh, yeah. I'll look it up on the app.
A few people are texting. We need to see what Taryn's wearing. Please post it on social media. Yeah, just find our social medias at Daly Migs on like Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, wherever. I don't know where it's going to go, but it'll go to one of those places.
And then you'll see me on the sidelines at the next F1 race.
I think it's awesome. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Well, thanks, Steve. I can't wait for you to be matching with me.
The Daly Migs Show.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. When that pipe starts to trickle and you're in a real pickle, call Pinky. When that burst pipe starts to smell ripe, call Pinky. When your water heater's shot and it won't get hot, call Pinky. When you get home to a flood, call your best bud. Pinky's Plumbing to the rescue. No job is too big or too small. Pinky's does it all. So when your plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinky's. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
Hiring is a lonely business. Posting jobs, sifting through resumes, interviews with unqualified applicants, being ghosted. What if you could link with dozens of qualified candidates who are ready to work right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, the workforce you need. Problem solved. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
Wow. What's up? I just bought and financed a car through Carvana in minutes.
You? The person who agonized 4 weeks over whether to paint your walls eggshell or off-white bought and financed a car in minutes?
They made it easy. Transparent terms, customizable down and monthly. Didn't even have to do any paperwork.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Hey, have you checked out that spreadsheet I sent you for our dinner options?
Finance your car with Carvana and experience total control. Financing subject to credit approval.
Everyone knows social media is a time suck, and what you're about to hear proves it. If it's online, someone, somewhere, has an opinion and is whining about it. So let's get straight to the comments.
There is a vegan bakery on Long Island under investigation for allegedly reselling donuts that were purchased at Dunkin'.
Oh, this should go well.
This happened about a month ago, but recent social media posts have surfaced about this kerfuffle. Some were very angry about this happening, so of course we have to go straight to the comments.
Yes, we came across a few social media posts and some other stuff as well online about this story and sent them to our buddy, our production director, Jason, a.k.a. Veggie Dog, a.k.a. VD, so that he could pull some of his favorite comments and reenact them in whatever voice he wants to just point out just how crazy people get on social media, especially when you use the term vegan. It's very polarizing, as I know all too well. Some people just want to tell you what they think, even though I don't care what you do.
Yeah.
Either way, do whatever you want. But on the flip side, there are also some vegans that do want to tell you everything what to do. So I can understand some vegans have kind of earned the backlash.
Sure.
But this one starts off with a little, how do I say it? I guess a statement from Jason before he even goes into it, which I think is just great. He says, I needed to get something off my chest first. So we're going to go straight to the comments with Jason, our production director.
Let me just say, as I recreate this, I am a Dunkin' Donuts apologist. Coffee, donuts, the whole works. That's what you get for growing up in the Midwest. Anyway, here we go.
If you were to steal donuts and resell them as your own, why in the world would you choose Dunkin'? That's like purposely cheating off the kid with the worst grade. So dumb.
Disagree.
I love that this bothered him so much. He's such a Dunkin' apologist. I'm a fan of the coffee. Like, whenever we go back to the East Coast, like, we make it a point to always get our coffee from Dunkin'. But the donuts, honestly, I feel like many other donut places have kind of jumped ahead of them.
I mean, we're definitely living in a donut world these days, for sure. There are many options.
And I was all about their munchkins. Which are like their Timbits?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, right? Those freaking ruled. All right, here's our next comment about this vegan bakery selling Dunkin' Donuts.
What's the problem? They make a profit, don't they? If those weirdo vegan people can't tell if the donut is vegan, then that's their problem.
That's fair.
I guess their vegan dar is not working.
No.
A vegan donut? What a miserable way to live life!
There are some bad vegan donuts I've experienced. Some are really good. I can't remember. Mighty O's Donuts, I think they're all vegan. And their donuts, they figured it out. And there's a couple other places I've had that are pretty damn good. But some, you're like, what the hell is this crap?
Oh, no.
All right, here's our next comment about the vegan donuts.
And they were the best donuts the vegans ever had. The end.
Yeah. Gosh. Yeah.
Unless you have some whack-ass tummy issues, why would anybody be a vegan?
Steve, do you have whack-ass tummy issues?
It's all whack-ass. That's why I'm a plant-based weirdo with my whack-ass tummy.
I just came here to say I once dated a vegan, and it was awful. 10 out of 10 do not recommend.
Thanks for sharing, buddy.
I do not care. Get it? Do not care? It's like don't. That was dumb.
Yup.
We have one more comment about the vegan bakery selling Dunkin' Donuts.
Wait, there's meat and donuts? What the
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I didn't know that.
Wow. There's sausage in all donuts.
Come on, have you had those bacon maple bars?
Oh, that's fair.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good point, yes. Or you could be like my parents, who whenever my wife, who is vegan, myself eating the plant-based stuff as well, they'll be like, hey, we were thinking about getting some lobster. That's vegan, right? I'm like, no. How many times do we have to go over this?
The Daily Migs Show.
206-803-ROCK. What happened at your job that made it very clear that you needed to quit?
Oh, I got one right off the bat. It's a time one of my coworkers shared that for fun, she likes to gnaw on people's knuckles. It's like, I need to get away from this serial killer.
I'm sorry, Steve. Well, the reason we're asking is there's an employee in Australia who quit their job after their boss tried to cancel the family vacation that they had planned over text message.
Yeah, that's not going to fly.
Not at all.
Not even over the phone, not in person. I mean, you have to have an incredible reason and a good amount of money to give me before I go back on a vacation.
Well, apparently this vacation was a 3-week trip to Bali.
Oh, damn.
For a family wedding. The brother was getting married or something like that. And the boss.
3 weeks? That's a long-ass wedding.
It is a long wedding. What's the longest you've ever been on vacation?
Oh, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about I think I did 10 days. That was all. That's all I've gotten ever.
Voluntarily. I mean, 6 months once, but that was, I don't know if that was necessarily a vacation. I was just told not to work there anymore.
Well, the boss texted the employee that he would need to push his vacation back a few months because of other people that had quit at this company.
Okay, so he had some staffing issues.
He had some staffing issues, said that hey, you got to push your vacation back. And the guy's like, no, can do. My brother's getting married.
Yeah, I think it was like if I was just going to do like a staycation or I was going to Leavenworth where it wasn't a big deal and I could easily get my money back. And it's like, okay, you know what, I'll do that, but I want a couple extra days when let's negotiate that into this deal or something along those lines, But when it's a wedding and it's in another country and I can't imagine that's an easy thing to like reschedule, yeah, go F yourself.
And that's what he told the boss. Like, I cannot reschedule this trip. This is what's happening. And then the boss had the nerve to say, not sure what you can do for 3 weeks in Bali, haha.
Not work, that's what I can tell you.
But then he followed up and said, mate, can't stress enough. Your leave is canceled. We just can't do it. I'm sorry.
Damn. So the dude's just like, deuces.
You got to work.
And the guy, he's just like, I'm not working.
Apparently.
I'll fix this vacation because now it's just permanent.
So apparently after a little bit more back and forth, he quit over text. And did go to Bali.
I do love that he's being told this stuff over text. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to take the high road and I'm going to quit over text as well.
I mean, I guess the boss is kind of setting it up that way, you know? Like, that's not very professional in the first place.
No, dude, people are on, I think it was originally shared on TikTok and other social media pages. And people are just like, yeah, this boss sucks.
Yeah, that sounds like the worst boss ever. And now the guy has gone on the trip. He's found a better job with higher pay. So I guess it did all kind of work out in the end. But we've all got those stories. And Rockaholics, we want to hear yours. 206-803-ROCK. What happened at your job that made it very clear you needed to quit?
The Daly Migs Show.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Is your team at work feeling a little disconnected? Maybe the workflow's not flowing? Try Confluence by Atlassian. Confluence is the connected workspace where teams can create, organize, and deliver work like never before. In Confluence, teams can whiteboard their vision for any project, easily create or access the relevant pages and resources they need, and discover important context they might not even know they need. Plus, AI helps teams jumpstart brainstorms, organize information, and connect workflows, so teams can move efficiently and create alignment with ease. In fact, with Confluence, teams can see 5.2% average boost in productivity in 1 year. So if your team lacks confidence, try Confluence, the connected workspace where teams can do it all. Set knowledge free with Confluence. Learn more at Atlassian.com/confluence. That's ATLASSIAN.com/CONFLUENCE.
So I read in USA Today that the majority of people stop GLP-1 weight loss injection shots in a year. Now, what's concerning is if you get off GLP-1s, there's a real chance you can gain all the weight back. The solution? Almacid, a natural superfood protein shake. University studies show it optimizes your metabolism so you can lose weight easily, and Almacid has been scientifically proven to preserve muscle mass. Use Almacid with GLP-1s or as a natural alternative. Find out more and see the university studies at almacid.com. That's ALMASED.com.
This podcast is brought to you by Kleenex Lotion Tissues. You can't predict sick days, but with Kleenex Lotion Tissues, you can be better prepared for them while helping keep your skin healthy. Whether it's a surprise sneeze or a stuffy nose, it's always good to have something gentle on hand. Kleenex Lotion Tissues moisturize to help prevent skin irritation while you're battling those unwanted cold and flu symptoms. It's extra care when you need it most. I mean, why not have one less thing to worry about when you're not feeling your best? For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
Auto insurance rates are on the rise, which is why you should call Vern Fonk Insurance. Vern Fonk could save you up to 20% on your auto insurance. The pros at Vern Fonk will do all the work, comparing different plans to find you the best options. And they can insure you over the phone. One call to Vern Fonk could save you up to 20%. Call 206-408-5094. 206-408-5094.
Remember to honk when you drive by Vern Fonk.
Restrictions apply based on a Q3 2023 study of Vern Fonk insurance customers who reported saving when they switched. License number 1070622.
I've been working with a Nourish dietitian for the last 6 months, and it's been life-changing. I've lost weight, healed my relationship with food, and have way more energy. Working with a dietitian online to create a personalized nutrition plan was so easy thanks to Nourish. The best part? I pay $0 out of pocket because Nourish accepts hundreds of insurance plans. 94% of patients pay $0 out of pocket. Find your dietitian at usenourish.com. That's usenourish.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Fly Condor Airlines non-stop to Frankfurt and connect effortlessly to most European destinations. Relax and start your vacation in comfort. Fly the striped way. Visit Condor.com today and book your next adventure.
The Daly Migs Show presents the most popular radio game on this side of the speaker. Let's play Beat Migs. Beat Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs,
I sure am, because we made it. It's Friday.
Friday, motherfucking Friday. Everybody's ready for the weekend. It's Friday.
Hey.
We made it.
Thank goodness.
Right? And Danny and Taryn are jumping their little hearts out. Yay! Yeah! I am running on about 4 hours of sleep because I went to Cirque du Soleil last night and it was incredible.
So many of my friends must have been there as well because I was looking at a bunch of pictures and videos and I was like, man, I love those and they look great.
Oh, it was amazing. Your jumping, Taryn and Danny, was impressive, but not as impressive as last night.
Oh, wow.
Let's get to
They
John
were more
from...
like the clowns of Cirque than the performers.
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty much. John from Columbia City, are you there?
Dude, totally, dude. The Friday morning lady is hilarious, dude.
We love her.
We do. All right, Steve, get out of here.
Here we go.
For those playing at home, John has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Dude, I'm going to try for sure.
We got faith in you. What number are the Mariners retiring in honor of Ichiro Suzuki?
51.
Correct. What is the name of the robotic vacuum cleaner sold by iRobot?
Pass.
When it comes to computers, what does CPU stand for?
Computer processing unit?
No.
Pass.
What was the first Pixar film to be released on Blu-ray?
Ooh, Blue Velvet.
No.
Twin Peaks.
No.
R.I.P. David Lynch. Don't know.
What is the flattest state in the U.S.?
Oh, God. Indiana, Ohio, or Illinois?
No.
Is that 3?
Oh, what was the name of Whitney Houston's first platinum single?
Need to dance with somebody?
No.
Somebody to dance with?
No.
Pass.
Oh, what animal is known to spend 90% of its day sleeping?
Koala bear?
Yes. Yeah. Woo! John, you got 3 correct, and you were so close on 2 of those.
Dude, right on, dude.
He was in the vein. In the vein, for sure.
Oh, man. I wanted to either give you a hint or just have Taryn whisper it to you.
Dude, you rule. You guys rule.
You rule, too. All right, Steve. Are you ready?
Yes.
What number are the Mariners retiring in honor of Ichiro Suzuki?
Number 51.
You know it.
Ichiro.
What is the name of the robotic vacuum cleaner sold by iRobot?
Roomba.
Yes.
I want one so
When
bad.
it comes to computers, what does CPU stand for?
Computer processing unit.
No.
Oh, that just went. Central processing unit.
Wow, yes. What was the first Pixar film to be released on Blu-ray?
Toy Story?
No. Good
Up?
guess. No.
Toy Story 2?
No.
Damn
What is the flattest state in the U.S.?
Nevada.
No.
New Mexico.
No.
Wyoming.
No. What was the name of Whitney Houston's first platinum single?
I want to dance with somebody.
Woo! Yes. What animal is known to spend 90% of its day sleeping?
That would be possum?
No.
What was the question?
What animal is known to spend 90% of its day sleeping?
Koala bear?
Wow, yes. Steve, and with that, you got 5 correct.
Oh, no.
Not great, but you still won 5-3.
Yeah.
Sorry, John.
Dude, you guys, man, thank you so much. Have a ripping weekend. And I want to do an all hockey, dude, questions.
Oh, dude, let's do that sometime for sure. That'd be a blast. Who's your favorite team?
Dude, so it's Kraken, but it's the Red Wings and stuff.
Yeah.
But
John almost tied you. He said computer processing unit. You eventually got central processing unit. What was the first Pixar film to be released on Blu-ray?
I'm going to guess Monsters, Inc.
And you'd be wrong. Cars.
Cars.
Yes. And what is the flattest state in the U.S.? This shocked me.
Is it Nebraska?
No.
California.
No. It's
Washington.
No. It's Florida.
Huh.
Right? I would have never guessed that. Well, congrats on beating John.
The Daily Migs Show.
Rockaholics, what happened at your job that made it very apparent that you needed to quit? 206-803-ROCK. Give us a call. Shoot us a text message. Give us the details.
Oh, this text just came in. It says, I knew it was time to quit my job when my boss hit on my sister. I worked at a really sketchy pizza place over on Greenwood. The guy was just cringy. And he was always coming on to the ladies. Whenever a lady came to the shop, he's like, hey, pretty lady, you like what you see or something? And then he also would ask them to sing, because I guess he had a full karaoke bar there as well. And then he would try and get girls to sit on his lap. And eventually he said, to get revenge, I ratted him out to the health department and said, and they were shut down a few months later.
That is such a cringy, creepy situation.
It's like, dude, don't hit on my sister.
Or any of these ladies coming in. They just want a pizza.
I just want a pizza. I don't want to sit on your lap and sing songs, buddy.
Oh, my God.
Was the pizza any good at least?
Ugh.
That'd have been all right. Another text says, yeah, I knew it was time to quit my job when my paycheck bounced. Yeah, it's a pretty good indicator that, you know what, maybe this isn't the place I should be working at.
Yeah, that's bad news for sure.
I remember working at a place where they would, this is back in the, they'd give you a check and they would actually say, hey, can you wait until next week to cash this check? And I was like, okay. And then, I always got paid, but it was always so strange. I'm just like, wait, or there were some times where it's like, cash that as soon as you can.
Oh,
and I'm like, what does that even mean?
Things might be different next week.
Cash that as soon as I can. Another person says, I told my boss that with seniority comes advancement and promotion. I was fired that afternoon.
Wow.
Oh, man. Yeah, some people are even sharing how they were fired by douchey bosses. One person said, my mom was fired on her wedding day, and this was in the late 1950s. The company reasoning was that she was going to be pregnant and was going to have to quit soon. My dad quit his job on the wedding day because the boss was short-staffed and needed him to work. And this all happened at the altar during their vows. They told each other this stuff.
Whoa.
What an epic wedding.
Yeah, that's some drama. Layers of drama.
Man, I still can't get over the pizza guy. Hey, ladies, you want to sing some songs and have some cheese sticks?
Come have one of Daddy's slices.
You want the late night daddy slice? You got to sit on my lap.
Gross.
And sing a song.
I told you about the time that I quit and took my Keurig with me when I worked at a gym.
Yes.
Yeah, when I quit, I was mad because I was always covering Zumba classes for this one lady, but then she would never cover mine back. And she was definitely the favorite between the two of us, which was very frustrating. And so I did the whole, I'm out of here, left the key, and I'm taking the Keurig.
You took your ball and you went home.
I did.
That is amazing.
Stephen Kirkland, you told your boss that the new hire was smoking meth.
Yeah, I came into work and I spent a week training this guy. Just, it's not really tough, but when I came in the next day after we were done training, he was standing there right in front where everybody could see him, just puffing away. And I was like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, don't worry about it. So I went upstairs to talk to the boss, and he just shook his head. He said, yeah, you got a problem. I was like, what? He said, yeah, you probably shouldn't come back here tomorrow. And I was, what are you talking? Are you firing me? And he said, yep. And it turns out he was a massive drug addict, and I didn't even know it.
Wow.
Wait, the boss was as well?
Yeah, and I just never saw him do anything. He never acted weird. It was just, I can't explain it. I was just so shocked.
He didn't want you ratting out his drug buddies.
Yeah, and the thing is I'm the last guy in the world that would rat on anybody, but there's a point where when people come into a business, they expect it to be a business, not some guy doing drugs right there in front of you and then saying, hold on one second. Yeah, can I help you? That just doesn't work.
But in all fairness, did he get his job done? No, I'm kidding.
Maybe that's why he was so efficient.
I'm with you, Steve. Like, if I saw Danny having a couple of shots, I'd be like, yeah, Danny, you might want to tone down drinking on the job. But if all of a sudden I see him over there and he's like just smoking crack, I'd be like, this is a problem.
I'm afraid to be hungover at work.
Right?
Literally.
That would be insane. I do have to say, I don't know if have you ever heard, whenever we talk about like people quitting their job, I always think of this one lady. Her name is Inetta the Mood Setter. She was a radio personality that quit her job live on the radio. Have you ever heard about Inetta?
No. How long ago was this?
Oh, dude, this has to be, I'd say pushing 20 years ago.
Wow. Okay.
So she worked overnight. It had to be forever ago because back in those days, we had overnight radio personalities.
We sure did.
That worked from midnight till 6 a.m. entertaining people as they were either coming home from a job or doing whatever and late at night. And she was not happy about how much she was getting paid and decided to just air all of her grievances live on the radio. You haven't heard this?
No.
Even if you have heard this, every time I hear it, I get excited to hear it again because it's, to me, one of the greatest ways to quit a job ever. So this is Inetta the Mood Setter just snapping and quitting live on the radio.
The big station, 93 BLX. It is the Gulf Coast #1 for hip hop and R&B. And now with Ray and Miranda, the home team in the morning. Do it to it. What better song to do it to it? It's Inetta the Mood Setter. And I told you I had a very important announcement, and here it is.
So how great is this already?
Very important announcement.
She's about to finish her shift. The morning show's about to start. And she's like, I've got something important to say.
I refuse to walk around and watch people on my job looking over my shoulder, people lying to me, people talking about me. It's ridiculous. It is sad. I can't take it. I'm not going to take it.
I also love that she's able to still mix the songs while quitting her job. You got this upbeat music going on while you're just about to clown on everyone you work with.
I don't have to take it. I'm not a dummy. I know how to find another job, but I refuse to walk around people. You can say what you want to say about me, and if you see me on the street, I'll let you know whatever you want to know. But I refuse. For the last 6 years, I made $6 an hour. That ain't nothing. I just got a raise after 6 years. I know I'm qualified, and after saying this, I don't care if I ever get another job in radio, period. It does not matter to me. But Inetta will not be setting the mood at BLX no more. I refuse to walk around with people that'll speak to you. Hey, Inetta, how you doing? But then as soon as you walk by, that bitch, I will not do it to myself anymore.
I know that bitch.
That bitch, I will not do it to myself anymore. So if you're confused about what I'm saying, listen very carefully. I quit this bitch.
On the big station, 93.
It's over.
That is amazing.
I quit this bitch.
Hey, Inetta.
That's iconic.
Right?
Did she ever work in radio again?
Do we have tried? I think she did for a moment, because I was thinking that kind of piece right there. She had us just glued to the radio, just listening. She's a storyteller. And I think she did work in radio for a little bit after that, but we've tried to track her down and get her on just to kind of see what's going on in her world, because obviously, as people working in radio, it's even more epic. But I think just in general, it was a viral clip that went back in the early days of the E-bombs world.
Oh, yeah.
You remember those days?
I do.
Back when we were kids, we had a different way. We didn't have TikTok.
We didn't have the YouTubes.
We had E-bombs world.
Funnyordie.com.
Damn straight. Legendary.
I love that so much.
I quit this bitch.
$6 an hour.
I hope she's still setting the mood somewhere, though. That's the kind of mood I can get behind.
She should
Fiery.
She needs to do a TED Talk.
Oh, my God.
And share this whole story, play the audio, talk about what happened after the fact. I mean, this is such a legendary moment.
Oh, I love her.
She's
I wish
the
I
best.
knew her.
I quit this bitch.
The Daly Migs Show.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. You know what's sneaky? A bunch of big corporations buying up local companies you know and love, gutting them, and keeping the name. But you know who's not a sellout? Pinky's Plumbing. That's right. Pinky's Plumbing's values start with their work ethic, honesty, how they treat their employees, and how they care for their customers. Bigger isn't always better, and that's a fact. You should know you're working with a locally owned company that truly values where they live and work. Pinky's Plumbing. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
Hiring is a lonely business. Posting jobs, sifting through resumes, interviews with unqualified applicants, being ghosted. What if you could link with dozens of qualified candidates who are ready to work right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, the workforce you need. Problem solved. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
Wow. What's up? I just bought and financed a car through Carvana in minutes.
You? The person who agonized 4 weeks over whether to paint your walls eggshell or off-white bought and financed a car in minutes?
They made it easy. Transparent terms, customizable down and monthly. Didn't even have to do any paperwork.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Hey, have you checked out that spreadsheet I sent you for our dinner options?
Finance your car with Carvana and experience total control. Financing subject to credit approval.
Is your team at work feeling a little disconnected? Maybe the workflow's not flowing? Try Confluence by Atlassian. Confluence is the connected workspace where teams can create, organize, and deliver work like never before. In Confluence, teams can whiteboard their vision for any project, easily create or access the relevant pages and resources they need, and discover important context they might not even know they need. Plus, AI helps teams jumpstart brainstorms, organize information, and connect workflows, so teams can move efficiently and create alignment with ease. In fact, with Confluence, teams can see 5.2% average boost in productivity in 1 year. So if your team lacks confidence, try Confluence, the connected workspace where teams can do it all. Set knowledge free with Confluence. Learn more at Atlassian.com/Confluence. That's ATLASSIAN.com/CONFLUENCE.
Auto insurance rates are on the rise, which is why you should call Vern Fonk Insurance. Vern Fonk could save you up to 20% on your auto insurance. The pros at Vern Fonk will do all the work, comparing different plans to find you the best options. And they can insure you over the phone. One call to Vern Fonk could save you up to 20%. Call 206-408-5094. 206-408-5094.
Remember to honk when you drive by Vern Fonk.
Restrictions apply based on a Q3 2023 study of Vern Fonk insurance customers who reported saving when they switched. License number 1070622.
There's a woman from Florida named Teal who was gored by a bull on her farm.
Okay.
Which is very intense.
What kind of farm do you have where you have a bull going around?
That's a great question. I have no bulls.
Have you ever tried to get a bull?
No.
So, yeah, you wouldn't even
That would be
one.
too much. Too much.
Too aggressive.
Too aggressive.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't see Brad, in his stoner ways, wanting to chill out with a bull hanging out in your backyard.
That being said, I have seen some pretty adorable mini Highland cows, and I would be down with a mini cow, a mini bull.
A mini bull. How big do they get?
I don't know. Mini?
Was that 3 feet tall?
Probably.
Can you ride it?
There's only one way to find out.
A couple drinks, couple White Claws, and there's Taryn's just riding a little mini bull.
Well, if this woman had not been gored by the bull, she may not have been able to live, to survive. She ended up finding out some life-saving news because of the x-rays that she had to have done for a broken rib that she sustained during the bull goring.
You hear that from time to time where something not awful. Well, getting gored by a bull is awful, but like maybe something like, I did this, I fell and I hurt my knee, so I went to the doctor to go check it out, and then I found out that I had some kind of a disease. Had I not found that out, it could have been, fatal, but because I found it out soon enough, I was okay.
So doctors ended up finding a tumor in her lung, and because of the severity of the tumor, if they had not found it then, it could have ended up killing her.
Wow.
Yeah, here's Teal talking about her bull attack.
When I walked outside, I saw my son getting whammed by this bull. I just kind of gave up the ghost. I was like, okay, Lord, it's me or you. I'm done here. I can't hold out any longer. I'm alive, and I'm going to stay alive.
Wow. That is very intense.
Just the fact that she survived a bull attack, like that right there is a story in itself. And then all of a sudden you find out, okay, I'm going to be okay thanks to this stupid bull.
Oh, yeah, I don't like that at all. I've never even had we've never even had an issue with a really aggressive animal on our property, except for one goat named Boo Boo, who we ended up having to get rid of. But Boo Boo had horns, and he would sometimes try to hook you or get you. And then when I was pregnant with Barrett, and he got me in the leg, and it actually abrased my skin and made me a little bit I bled a little bit. And my husband was like, we're getting rid of this goat.
How are the goat chops after?
Oh my God. The curry. It was goat curry. No, we didn't do
goat that. Curry.
But so here's the thing. I was still defending the goat. I almost said bull. I was still defending the goat at this point, telling Brad, he's just doing goat things.
Right. Just
can't be mad at the goat. Yeah. This poor lady. That bull was just being a bull, doing bull things. But then after I had Barrett, the moment we got home from the hospital, I was like, oh, we got to get rid of that goat. I became a protector.
Well, yeah, it's okay if like you can handle it. You can kind of like fend for yourself, but you can't have a child in that situation.
Sure. So, but the best part is, you want to know where he ended up? It was not the curry. I found a guy that has those like herds of goats that clear brush.
Oh, okay.
You see him on like the side of I-5 and stuff.
When we used to work at the old building, we would look outside the window, and right by I-5, there was always just like 15 goats, sometimes 12 goats, just out there just gnawing on the lawn.
Yeah, so that was what we ended up doing.
Such a strange thing. I'm like, I feel like we can fix this quicker with just a lawnmower.
So we sold him to. I mean, the guy paid best money for the goat.
How much?
It was like $300 or something like that.
$300 for a goat.
Yeah.
That's all it costs to get one?
Now, or if you adopt one, they sometimes have adoption fees that are far less than that.
Well, I'm sure as hell not getting a goat. We have fake grass in our backyard. That would be very weird. Things like, this is the worst grass I've ever eaten.
Also, if you do have goats, whatever the most precious things are in your garden that you love, that's what they're going to eat first.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Do you get to play with your goats?
I mean, I do. I go out into their little pen. Like yesterday, I was out there
fetch?
getting No.
Well, don't look at me like I'm. Look, I don't know.
Fetch.
I'm asking questions.
But
don't shame me for my ignorance.
But they love neck scratches and like booty scratches and stuff. Like they're very, very affectionate. One of them, the big one, he'll lean on me.
Like belly rubs?
I don't know that I've tried to get under there.
City folks just don't get it.
But they don't like to be touched on their head. Because that is kind of like, that's, I mean, you see goats do the headbutting.
Right.
So if you touch their head, sometimes that can cause them to be a little bit aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Like they think that you want to
So you like
headbutt.
a little tush rub instead of a...
No, a little tush rub, tush scratch, back scratch, neck scratch is what they really like, though.
So no, like you can't get like a squeaky toy and they won't like want to play like tug of war or anything like that.
I've not yet had that experience with my goats, no. But they do, what's also really funny, when they get real fired up and they're running around their goat pen a whole bunch, like they kind of chase each other, like they're playing tag, they pant like dogs. You're like, hey, slow down, everybody. Let's grab some water. Let's take 5.
You broke Steve. He's not going to be available for the rest of the show.
I just love that it couldn't have just stopped with they pant like dogs. I think anyone listening, even if you don't have a dog, can visualize and make the sound in your head of what a panting dog sounds like. But I respect.
There may be someone out there who's never heard a dog pant before, Steve, and I don't want them to feel left out of this conversation.
Mind you, just a few minutes before that, I asked, how big are these bulls? And she just puts her hand out, like 3 feet above the ground, but doesn't say about 3 feet tall.
About yay high.
She's like, about this high. And I'm like, people who are listening have no idea what that means. But then you bring up they pant like dogs. I'm like, all of our listeners know what a panting dog sounds like, but you still had to make it a point to go... It's interesting the things that you need to illustrate and the other things that you don't.
You guys, I just want to say thanks for bringing me onto this show, because how would you ever know these things if you hadn't?
I would be very goat ignorant.
It is an educational experience every morning. You guys are almost farm people now.
I'm ready to get some overalls and go.
Oh, please, let's make this happen.
Oh my God.
I will pay a lot of money to see Steve in overalls.
Those are the thumbnails that Danny would click on.
How
Steve
much
in overalls.
It's just drunk Steve chasing a goat around, panting like a dog too. What?
I can't wait. You guys got to come up to the farm.
Yeah,
you got to come up. I'll have you. We can muck out some pens together. You can feed them.
Oh no, I'm not doing any work.
The hell's muck out a pen mean?
You just gotta like scoop out the poop, get all the bedding out, replace it. Yeah.
Hard pass.
Wait, can I milk your goats?
I mean, my goats are not milkable, so Sarah, the way that it works is.
Oh no, never mind.
You'd have to have like a mother, like it'd have to be like a pregnant mama goat. She'd have to have her baby, and then she will be in milk.
Oh, I can't just milk a random
So
goat.
You can't just squeeze it a bunch?
No, it's just like humans. Like if there's nothing in there, there's nothing in there. So right now mine has nothing in there because she's not a mama. And then the boy goat that we have is what you call a wether. So he doesn't have his boys. His boys have been removed.
Weathered,
yeah.
Well, I wouldn't try to milk the boy one. I know that.
Do you?
I'm not sure you do, Sarah.
The Daily Migs Show.
There's a man from Washington, D.C. His name is John, and he is suing Powerball and the D.C. Lottery for not paying him his money. And how much money you want to know, Steve?
How much?
$340 million in winnings because he had the right numbers on their website.
Oh, don't tell me the website was wrong.
The website was incorrect.
Oh.
They posted them by accident.
That would be such a dagger. Like, here you are thinking, I'm so fired up. I just won $340 million, which is what, like $15 million after taxes. Yeah. But I still, like, that's a lot of money. And then you find out it's just a screw up. I'd be like, well, who's to say that's the screw up? What if the other thing's the screw up? Like, the website's right. Everything else is wrong. Give me my money.
Well, the fact that he's taking legal action, makes perfect sense to me, right?
Yeah, you would think.
I would.
I mean, I can understand where they're coming from, where it was like, hey, it was a little bit of a faux pas on our end, but like, you didn't win the money. We have proof that you didn't win the money, but still, like, I know pain and suffering is maybe not the right term, but like, you really wet my whistle. You should give me at least a few bucks.
That's like, that level of disappointment is something that only that man will know. The rest of us will never know that level of disappointment. Thinking for a moment that not only has this changed the entire trajectory of your life, but also the generations to come after you and your family.
Like, how long did you know you had that money, or you thought you had that money until, like, what if he quit his job? I mean, you'd be an idiot in a sense. Like, you should make sure everything's all taken care of before you make these decisions. But what if, knee-jerk reaction, he quit his job, he told his whole family, everything's great, and then next thing you know, he's like, hey, about that $340 million, I didn't win any of it.
His name is John Cheeks, and this is him talking about what happened.
Hey, this ticket is no good. Just throw it in the trash can. And I gave him a stern look. I said, in the trash can. He goes, oh, yeah, just throw it away. You're not going to get paid. There's a trash can right there.
Okay. It's right there, man. That's what I mean. Throw it away. John Cheeks, also, you could probably make some money just selling his name to like an adult film star. Like, that's a great name.
Cheeks is a great last name.
John Cheeks.
His lawyer talks about it, too.
There is precedent for this. A similar case happened in Iowa where a mistake was admitted to by a contractor, and they paid the winnings out.
Now, I did see that this has happened before, but like the winnings were like $15 or $4 or $200 or $500. Like, I don't think there's been a precedent for a $340 million Powerball winner.
What do you think's going to happen?
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, I'm sure the Powerball and the lottery don't care about your emotions. They're not going to be like, oh, we're sorry you got sad for a second, you got excited for a second. But I feel like, how much would make him feel better?
More than $4 or $50.
But would like $1,000 be enough to be like, hey,
probably not.
We're really sorry. I mean, I would take it. I mean, like, I'm still unhappy, but I'll take your $1,000.
I want to follow this and find out how it shakes out.
What do you think? He's going to get like $1 million? He's not going to get that much money, I don't think, from this.
Well, we'll find out, Rockaholics.
The Daly Migs Show.
There's a man named Mitchell. He's from Texas, and he was arrested and charged for being caught on a video at an antique store doing something really gross and weird.
Okay.
He was putting items up his kilt, all the way up in there, and then putting them back on the shelf.
So what's gross and weird about that? The kilt part?
Hey, you know what? I have Scottish blood. I love a kilt.
That's going to make me now start thinking whenever I see someone with a kilt at a store, I'm like, hey.
Don't be putting things up your kilt.
I know what you guys like to do with these kilts. No, that's... So wait, so he would actually just...
Yeah, at this antique store.
And would he buy it at least?
I don't know.
Okay. I don't know why that makes the story better to me, but like, if he at least... No, it says that they do put it back on the shelf.
Yeah.
Okay, that's like some kind of like a weird thing that this guy thinks he's wreaking havoc or something along those lines. I don't know.
The name of the gallery manager is Susan, and she talks about exactly what the cameras caught Mitchell doing on camera.
Number one, I was disgusted. That night, one of the dealers sent me a video that she had from a camera in her own booth. I think they've been in here before. The employees recognized them and said they were just, the guy was really nice and she was nice, and they just shopped around for a few hours.
What did they do with those products?
They threw them away mostly.
Mostly?
Which ones did you keep?
The ones that fetch a high dollar.
Okay, this reporter needs to be educated that you need some follow-up questions. When you say mostly, that means there's some that you did not throw away?
Which ones are still available?
Or, yeah, I don't even know. I mean, I guess you could clean it?
I don't want that job.
No, of course not. Also, so he was there with another person. He was with a female.
An accomplice.
Do you think this was like some kind of a... I mean, I don't... Do you think it was like one of those, like, the submissive dominatrix kind of things where, like...
she's telling him to do it?
He's being told what to do. I'm not saying that makes this right. Or
Just sounds very extravagant.
I mean, this is definitely not, doesn't mean that like you should get a hall pass for doing something like that. I feel like that's something that you need to like just make a make-believe store. Kind of like, create your own fake store and do it in the comfort of your own home. You don't go do this at someone else's store and then put it back on the shelves. But do you think that's
possible? I mean, the fetishes that exist in the world never cease to amaze me.
Because I'll still think about that time. When we went to Chicago once for one of our radio conventions, we were just at some big parade that was going on, and there was a dude. Do you remember this one, Danny? Were you there with us? What? There was a dude that was being walked around on a leash.
Oh. No, I was not.
Oh, man. It was just like, when you first see him, well, okay, for the whole time you have to do a double take. You're just like, wait a second. And he was wearing. Sarah, were you with us?
I think so.
So? How do you not remember this?
Well, I mean, it's not the first time I've seen this, Steve.
I mean, he
there
had
are multiple
on,
times.
like leather straps, and like he was shirtless, but like he had like leather things going around and all over his body. And I mean, I remember just thinking, what is going on here? And then, obviously he was in a situation where like this is what he was being told to do at this event.
Well, hopefully he was a good boy.
Well, I mean, he wasn't causing any problems, so I think, yes, he in fact was a good boy.
Rockaholics, you are listening to the Daily Migs Show. You can give us a follow on socials, by the way, at Daily Migs on both Instagram and Twitter. Did you guys hear the story about Sylvester Stallone and him kind of training up his daughters?
Oh, I hope it doesn't involve a kilt and an antique store.
So his two oldest daughters were moving out to New York City, so he hired actual Navy SEALs to train them in self-defense.
Oh, I love this.
And the daughters are 27 and 25, and it was about 6 hours that they were in the woods training with these guys.
Okay, that's rather aggressive.
And one of the sisters said that they got their butts whooped by these guys. They were the real deal.
It's funny. I was talking with a dude recently at a party at our neighbor's house. I was talking to one of my buddies, and we were just like BSing about having, being a dad to a daughter, and just how it kind of, you get very protective. You get super protective to the point where I came close to like kicking a child in the head. Like, one time because he knocked my daughter over. I didn't. But like my first instinct was, you hurt my daughter, I will hurt you. And my wife's looking at me like he's 5, and she's 3. Like you gotta let, he didn't do it. She's okay. But you get very protective.
Of course.
And so I've had this conversation with my wife where I'm like, at some point I want her to go do some kind of martial art. And my buddy was like, I'm thinking the same thing, like, some jiu-jitsu or something, just so that there's like, a skill set there. God forbid if she ever needs to have it. And also I think it's just a good thing, for discipline and for, an activity to do that. I think that'll be good for her to know how to do. But, I don't got that kind of connection or hookup where I can get a bunch of Navy SEALs to come over and just train my adult daughters.
I mean, I'm surprised that he doesn't have, like, that he didn't train them himself, because he's a pretty tough dude.
Yeah, but he's a tough dude in movies. I mean,
that's got to translate a little bit to reality.
So if you
think he just plays a tough guy? He's just not tough in real life?
I never really challenged him, but I'm not positive, Well,
we're learning all of this about the Stallone family because season 2 of The Family Stallone is going to be airing this Wednesday, tomorrow at 9:30 on MTV.
I forgot there was even a season 1, to be honest with you.
I'm looking at his daughters. I might become a fan of this show.
Oh,
they're very
do
attractive.
They not look like their dad?
They do not look like their dad at all whatsoever.
Oh, hi. Yeah, they're cute.
Yeah, I can understand why he wants to get some Navy SEALs to teach them how to handle themselves, because they're gorgeous.
Well, if you want to get caught up on season 1 before the season 2 premiere, it is streaming on Paramount Plus.
Imagine you start hanging out with one of his daughters, not knowing maybe, and then all of a sudden I want you to meet my dad, and then go back. And it's freaking Sylvester Stallone. I would start crying.
I'd be like, never mind. Thank you for your time.
Are you serious? I'd drop down to a knee and propose right then and there. I'd be like, you could be my father-in-law. We could watch all the Rocky movies together, and you have no choice.
You think that's what he wants to do?
Probably not. But
watch the Rocky movies with his future son-in-law?
Yes. All right, we'll watch Rambo and the Expendables as well. Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. We'll do any of these.
Did you watch the show that I don't even know if it's coming back for another season, but Tulsa King?
No.
I mean, it's pretty cheesy and pretty bad, but I like him. I do like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a nice, tough guy.
The Daily Migs Show.
Ugh, your clothes are too tight, yet you can't lose weight even though you've tried so many diets. The reason you're having trouble losing weight could be a liver clogged with fat, and that is slowing your metabolism. Introducing Omicid, a natural superfood protein shake that uses natural amino acids and bioactive peptides to help unclog your liver and optimize your metabolism so it's easier to lose weight, and it's been scientifically proven to preserve muscle mass. Find out more and see the university studies at omicid.com. That's ALMASED.com.
This podcast is brought to you by Kleenex Lotion Tissues. You can't predict sick days, but with Kleenex Lotion Tissues, you can be better prepared for them while helping keep your skin healthy. Whether it's a surprise sneeze or a stuffy nose, it's always good to have something gentle on hand. Kleenex Lotion Tissues moisturize to help prevent skin irritation while you're battling those unwanted cold and flu symptoms. It's extra care when you need it most. I mean, why not have one less thing to worry about when you're not feeling your best? For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
So I used Gemini for the first time the other day, and the most impressive thing to me was just talking to it. You go live with it, and then it's just like you're having a conversation. You can just talk about your day or have it explain something to you or start brainstorming ideas. Let me give you an example. I pretended I have a job interview coming up and asked it to help me prep for the interview. It immediately started suggesting common questions I might get asked. Then I started talking through my answers out loud, and it would give me feedback. And it's all happening in real time, like I'm talking to a career coach or something. That's just what I tried first, but you can talk to it about anything. And I honestly think that's the magic of it, how you can just have this back and forth, and it's all seamless. If you haven't tried it yet, it's definitely worth checking out. You'll see what I mean.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
The brand new Grand Casino and Shoreline is now open. Step into the action with Vegas-style table games like Baccarat, Heads Up Hold'em Poker, Pai Gow, Blackjack, and High Card Flush. Feeling hungry? Feast on delicious Chinese, Vietnamese, and continental dishes plus breakfast favorites. Dine in or take out. And don't miss daily happy hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to midnight. Grand Casino and Shoreline off Aurora. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Visit GrandCasinoGaming.com. Welcome to the Grand Experience.